Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? This game, to be honest with you, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hashtag Sports, right? Live game coverage of the game between our Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals. We are so excited. Monday Night Football, and this game has been so anticipated this past week, 2 weeks, whatever you want to say, especially for us Bills fans, that it's been a long day. It's been a long day. At least for me, it's been a really long day waiting for this game to kick off. Still about a half hour away as we are live starting 8 o'clock. The game will not go live until 8:30 to make a little room for the Rose Bowl, right? Penn State, Utah going at it right now. I think it's deep in the third quarter. Penn State was up 21-14 last I checked, but I just don't care. I just don't care. You know, the funny thing is, around this time of year, this is when I really start caring about college football. This is when I start caring about the bowl games. I start watching because I'm getting ready for May, right? Getting ready for May, getting ready for that draft. But over the past few seasons, knowing the Bills are where they're at, I haven't had to look to that yet. Have not had to look for that. Hey, King Cam, good to see you. Seabass, go Bills, it's our night. I hope so. I hope you're right. And guys, as always, as you guys come in, as you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. Always appreciate that. And let me know your score prediction for this game. I'm going to give you my score prediction before kickoff tonight, but I want to know your score prediction. A lot of people think this is going to be a close game. Cincinnati actually opened as the betting favorite, but as the week has gone on, the Bills have taken that. I think they're now 2.5-point favorites, maybe 3-point favorites for tonight's game. Hey, D. Robert, good to see you in the house as well. A lot of familiar faces in the same places, and I'm looking forward to it. We're going to go over the inactives for tonight's game. Mike watching from Little Valley. Got a prediction here from King Cam, 24-17. Hopefully you mean Buffalo. This is one of those games. This is one of those games that can go either way. And listen, earlier this week, I put on Twitter, I put out there that no matter what happens today, I am hoping for a Buffalo Bills victory. I want that number 1 overall seed. All those things are true. But no matter what happens tonight, the Bills are still a Super Bowl contender. And that's good to say. And you can appreciate that. And that's why there's so much hype around this game, for what this game means for both teams. And we will look at the AFC playoff picture here in a second. But I don't think this game is as meaningful as some people are putting it out to be, right? One of these teams is going to be the 3 seed. We're pretty sure about that. The only way the Chiefs become a 3 seed is if they lose next week to the Las Vegas Raiders. And I just don't see that happening. No Derek Carr. The Raiders clearly kind of giving up on this season. Victor doesn't believe me. He says this game is worth 2 wins for the Buffalo Bills. See, here's how I see it. The Bills win this week. They have something to play for next week, and then hopefully they get the bye week, right? The Bills lose this week. What are we playing for next week? What are we playing for? We rest up next week, and then we're ready to go for the playoffs. I don't know. I just think that this game does not take on as much meaning as, listen, this game is very meaningful. It means a lot, but I just don't know. I just don't think that our season rides and dies on this game. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great game. I really do. Maybe an AFC Championship game preview, possibly. Who knows? One of these two teams is going to have to go through the Chiefs and then the other team, right? So if the Bills lose, the Bills will have to go through the Chiefs and the Bengals. The Bengals lose, they'll have to go through the Chiefs and the Bills. One of these teams is going to get the fortune, maybe, of playing the Jaguars or Titans, or in my opinion, probably the Chargers, right? Which won't be an easy road anyway. The Chargers are playing so well right now that would be a tough out for any team too. Okay, so I just don't know. Would you rather play the Chargers and the Chiefs or Bengals, or the Chiefs and then the Bengals or Chargers? And to me, the home field advantage is helpful, but at the same time, I think that the rest is more important to me than the home field advantage. I am not confident in winning. My money speaks for itself. I'll say that, Victor. my money speaks for itself. And I have a lot of money on the Buffalo Bills. If you watched Razor Sharp Picks on Wednesday or Thursday morning, on Thursday, I picked the Bills. I put my money where my mouth is on the Bills. My money's there. So, I just go into this realistically, Victor. I just go into this realistically. Let's say we lose this game. Let's say we lose. Okay, whatever. It's going to be an emotional game, I think. I think I'm going to go through an emotional gamut. I'm happy I have off work tomorrow because I'm going to go through the emotional gamut in this game. But at the same time, we lose this game, I still think we have a great shot of winning the Super Bowl. Nothing's going to change my mind about that. Nothing. Short of Josh Allen or Stephon Diggs getting injured. Nothing's going to change my mind about that. We lose this game, we don't go to the Super Bowl. I'm with Ryan. Ride or die with the Bills. Ride or die, right? Like ride or die. So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to say we lose this game that we don't make it to the Super Bowl because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. There are plenty of teams who have lost the last week of the season or the second last week of the season and then rode the way to the Super Bowl. Must-win game. So I think the world knows that we're not, though, right? Like we beat the Chiefs earlier this season. We beat the Titans earlier this season. We beat Miami just recently. I don't think anyone thinks we're playing around. Now, I did see someone that said that, the Bills are a regular season team. And that's something that right now we have to be concerned about, right? Are the Bills a regular season team? For a long time, Peyton Manning and the Colts were considered a regular season team. Why? Because they couldn't get past Bill Belichick. If we can't get past the Chiefs in the playoffs, then what's it matter? Then what does it matter? Of course we want the 1 seed. I want the 1 seed. I want the 1 seed. That's what I'm telling you. I really do. But I'm not saying this is the end-all, be-all of games. I'm not saying that if the Bills lose this game, we don't make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But no matter what happens, you know that I'm with you every single step of the way. We recently found out today that the Bills game next week will still be a Sunday 1 o'clock game, which means next Sunday, 12:30, have hashtag sports on. I'll be with you starting at 12:30, giving you pregame of the game between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots, and then we'll do live play and reaction to that game as well. Is being billed as the best game of the season. I think that the Chiefs-Bills game is a tough one to beat. I think the Chiefs-Bills game is a tough one to beat. Good morning, Joe. Germany logging in, 2:07 a.m. Let's go. I'm glad that you're tuning in from Germany. Again, I'm glad that you are all tuning in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know that this game's on ESPN or ESPN2 or ABC today due to the Rose Bowl being on ESPN. But I appreciate you guys tuning in right now with me to get ready for this game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I do, like I said, I want to take a look at the AFC East playoff picture. So let's take their AFC playoff picture. So let's take a quick look at that as we get ready for this game. Again, the Buffalo Bills sitting at the 2 seed right now with the Chiefs win yesterday over the Broncos. The Chiefs currently up half a game on the Buffalo Bills, saying 13-3. The Bills own that tiebreaker, though, right? So Bills win today. They're back in that front spot. But let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. For both Cincinnati and Buffalo, this game is important. But next week's game, if the Bills win, Bill Belichick doesn't mind playing spoiler to the Buffalo Bills. He doesn't. So, and the Patriots have things to play for themselves, including a potential playoff berth. For the Bengals, if they lose this game, they still have to fight for their division, right? This is a huge game for the Bengals because if they lose this game, then they go into a game next week, which will probably be Sunday Night Football, between the Bengals and Ravens to decide who's winning the AFC North. So that's going to be a very interesting thing there. Rufus comes in and says, go Bills, 23-20 Bills. Chiefs-Bills game is going to be tough to beat. So many good games. Yeah, absolutely. I think that there have been a lot of good games so far this year, and I think that's going to continue today. Will it match up to the Chiefs-Bills game earlier this season? I don't know, but we're about to find out. We're about to find out. Hey, Tessa, good to see you. Glad that you were here. Go Bills. Absolutely. I'll take it, Rufus. A win is a win. Listen, I'll take it too. My heart might not, but I'll take it too. I'll take it too. And a win in a situation like this on the road against an opponent like the Bengals, a win is a win. A win is a win. So you look at the Bengals. The Bengals are the number 3 seed, currently sitting at 11-4. However, if they beat the Bills, that means both teams would be 12-4, and the Bengals would have the tiebreak, which would move the Bills down to that 3 seed. And listen, I really want the 1 seed. I want that bye week. I really do. But I think we can beat both these teams in the postseason if we need to on the road. I really do. D. Robert comes in and says 31-17 Buffalo. He thinks that Buffalo wins by 2 touchdowns. I'm okay with that. Tonight is a playoff game. Don't believe JoJo. Okay. All right. Mom's in the house. Hey, Mom. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So you look at the playoff race again in the AFC. Again, the Chiefs currently the number 1 seed after beating the Broncos yesterday in a game that really the Broncos should have won that one. I do believe that offensive pass interference call on Patrick Surtain was a gift to the Chiefs. And then, or Patrick Surtain, that might not be right, but whatever. But the Broncos still had a chance to win that game. So I feel like the Chiefs are, narrowly escaping some of these games. Everyone's looking at the Chiefs and saying, oh, look how great they are. Well, they're narrowly escaping against teams like Houston, against teams like Denver. I think we start off slow to establish the run for a rough first half, but ultimately some backyard shenanigans by Allen gets it done in the second half for a 2-score win by Buffalo. Again, I will take it. I don't hate Burrow, but I pity the fool. I pity the fool. So you look at the rest of the AFC, not shown on this picture because they're not clinched yet. The Jaguars currently hold the 4 seed. The Chargers sit there at the 5 seed. The Ravens are 6, and the Patriots sit there at 7. You can look down at teams on the outside looking in. Steelers being the Ravens on Sunday Night Football was huge for their playoff chances. Ravens do drop to that 6th seed. So we'll see what happens in the rest in tonight's game. Obviously, we'll make tomorrow look a little more clear, or next week, I should say, look a little bit more clear. But that is your current AFC playoff picture. It doesn't get any bigger than this game when it comes to the AFC standings. Why are they streaming the Rose Bowl in place of the scheduled Bills game? Well, if you go to ABC, the Bills game is on. If you go to ABC or ESPN2, the Bills game will be on there, even if the Rose Bowl goes over. The Rose Bowl was scheduled for ESPN. That's why, Scott, they moved this game from 8 to 8:30. I apologize, from 8:15 to 8:30, because I wanted to make more time for the Rose Bowl and try to get this game on ESPN. But this game will be on ABC, and this game will also be on ESPN2. So you can watch it there. All right, so let's get into the inactives for today. ESPN6. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Matt. I'm glad that you're here. Let's get into the inactives for today, and we are going to start with our Buffalo Bills when it comes to the inactives for today. Nothing real surprising here. Xavier Rhodes still inactive. Dean Marlowe, Balin Spector, Ike Bacher maybe a little unexpected. I think some people might have expected Ike Bacher to make the 47. Justin Murray, Tommy Sweeney, and Alec Anderson all inactive for today's game. We did call up Alec Anderson and Cole Beasley yesterday. Alec Anderson is inactive today. So, but we all know that Cole Beasley will be active. If you look at the Cincinnati Bengals side of the ball, really the big one here is Sam Hubbard, right? We found out earlier today Sam Hubbard's still going to be inactive, starting defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, you need to be able to try to contain Josh Allen. Contain the edge. Don't let him try to get outside the pocket and create plays with his legs. We know that he can do that. Recently, over the past few games, Josh Allen's arm, maybe it's his elbow, whatever, he's made some bad decisions with the football, cost us some turnovers. So hopefully he keeps those in check today. But you look at the rest of the inactives for the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Jack Browning, Jackson Carman, offensive guard, Jalen Davis, cornerback, Chris Evans, running back, and Jay Tufel, defensive tackle. Those are your inactives for the Cincinnati Bengals. Just turn Josh loose and give him the offensive reins, and we will be fine. My biggest concern is the timidity, is that how you say it? The timidity of Buffalo's offensive coaching. Again, this is their first year, right? You're talking about our offensive coordinator's first year with the team. And so, yeah, he's figuring things out when it comes to these big type games. But I think he's going to figure it out eventually. I just think that's going to take a while. The game picks, you have three or four of them picking the Cincinnati Bengals Monday Night Countdown. 3 or 4 picking the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game at home. I'll tell you my score prediction shortly. But if you look at, again, go to Buffalo Bills PR on twitter.com to look at the Buffalo Bills game day roster. Josh Allen, Case Keenum, no surprise there. A quarterback, Mitch Morse, Bobby Hart, Ryan Bates, Deion Dawkins, Greg Van Rotten, Roger Saffold, David Quisberry, and Spencer Brown. Good to see Mitch Morse back. Good to see Mitch Morse back. I'm excited to have him at center. Hopefully, no more concussions, dude. No more concussions, please. Not just for the Buffalo Bills, but for your safety and for your health. Please, no more concussions, Mitch. I want to see you out there all game, and no matter what, if we leave this game happy or sad, I want to leave this game injury-free, if at all possible. Frank comes in and says, I got Buffalo 24-20. Do you think the Bills win the toss? Really, that's the big question, right? That's the question everyone wants to know, is can the Buffalo Bills win the coin toss? Guys, as you roll in here again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Really do appreciate all of the support that you have given Hashtag Sports. Over the last season, we had 4K subscribers, which was huge for us. Really appreciate that, and looking forward to continue down that road with you guys. Gary comes in and says 35-32 Buffalo wins this one. That's what he has as the final score. Field goal game, going back forth probably a little bit. It's going to be interesting. I think that this might be a high-scoring game. I only have 3 concerns. 1, Dane Jackson. 2, Dane Jackson. And 3, Dane Jackson. I look at Cam Lewis as a concern. Watch out for that punter, Cam. Watch out for that punter. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, again, talk about offensive line. Your running backs, you got Naheem Hines, Taman Jones, Devin Singletary, James Cook, and Reggie Gilliam. Same 5 we've seen over the past few weeks. Tight ends, you got Quentin Morris and Dawson Knox. Wide receiver, you got Isaiah McKenzie, Khalil Shakir, Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis, and Stephon Diggs. Again, seeing Cole Beasley, this is the 3rd time that the Buffalo Bills have called up Cole Beasley. Last time they could do that for the regular season. If they want him in next week's game, they're going to have to give him a contract. So we'll see how they handle that situation. I look to see Cole Beasley play a little bit more in this game, hopefully, and have an impact. Convert some 3rd downs, things like that. We'll see how he does. At edge, you got Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, AJ Epineza, and Shaq Lawson. Defensive tackles, you got Ed Oliver, Jaquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, and Tim Settle. Linebackers, Terrell Bernard, Tyler Matakovic, Tremaine Edmonds, AJ Klein, Charles Dotson, and Mike Milano. At defensive backs, DeMar Hamlin, Jaquan Johnson, Teron Johnson, Jordan Poyer, Kyer Elam, Tre'Davious White, Dane Jackson, Saran Neal, and Cam Lewis. Specialists, Tyler Bass, Sam Martin, and Reed Ferguson. That is your game day roster breakdown. Again, thank you, Buffalo Bills PR on twitter.com for giving me that. Martin comes in and says 42-31 Bills. Tommy says the Buffalo beat KC on the road. They can beat Cincy on the road too. I truly believe that. I believe that now, and I would believe that in the playoffs if it came down to it. If we had to do that. Thank you, Flowers. Thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't already hit that thumbs up button, make sure you do that. Let me know how the sound is for you guys. Let me know how the sound is. Got some new features going on after Christmas that I really appreciate. Appreciate the wife for hooking me up with some things. So let me know how the sound is for you guys as I got some new sound equipment. So hopefully it's a little better. Hopefully when I get excited, I don't know if you guys know this, every once in a while I get a little excited. And when I used to do that, the mic would kind of like give out or whatever, or you have to like remove your headphones because I'd go nuts. But new microphone, hopefully sound is perfect. Good. Hopefully that helps that a little bit, because I may or may not get excited for this game. Christopher comes in and says Buffalo 23, Bengals 21. I'm going to give you my keys to victory as we're looking at 8:20 here on the East Coast. Less than 10 minutes or about 10 minutes until kickoff. My keys to victory here. My first key to victory, however you want to say it, is run the ball. Run the ball. You're going to have to run the ball in this game. Control tempo. I think time possession is going to be huge. We know the Bengals can score quick. We know the Bills can score quick, right? We know these things can happen. Thanks, Mom. But I think we need to try to control the ball. We are on the road. So there is an essence of, remember, the home teams can come out and try to throw the first punch or whatever, right? They're going to try to get this crowd on their side early and get them loud. I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about the Cincinnati Bengals crowd noise being a factor. I do expect there to be plenty of Bills Mafia in there. Thanks, Scott. Happy New Year to everyone out there, as Pierre says. Yes, Happy New Year to you as well, Pierre. Thank you very much. Knox is major important. You need to get the ball to Knox. Don't drop Knox. Don't drop him. We know he's good for like 4 catches and 3 drops, right? So just be cautious with Knox. But I think it will be a lot of fun to see what the Buffalo Bills do today. But yeah, run the ball, control time possession. I think that's going to be huge in today's game. My number 2 key to victory is don't be afraid to keep doing what you're doing on defense, right? There are going to be times where Jamar Chase or Burrow just beat you, right? They're just really good. This is a really talented Cincinnati Bengals team. It's playing really well. They're on what, an 8-game winning streak? We're on a 7-game winning streak, or it's 7-6, whatever it is. Both teams are playing very well right now. Okay, the Bills been making some mistakes. The Bengals, right, last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe it was, got to an early deficit in the first half. Then they had to come back. Both these teams have shown signs of weaknesses. All teams in the NFL have. But I think that if you're the Buffalo Bills, stick to your game plan. Don't get frazzled on defense if you get beat deep, right? Don't be frazzled by that. We know that Chase, we know what Burrow can do. And there's more out there. Hunter Henry, is playing in this game today. I'm not too worried about that. I feel like the Bills have played overall pretty well against the tight ends this season. But at the same time, he's still a factor. He could still definitely be a factor, yards after catch. How big a role is Beasley going to be? If you ask me to put a stat sheet out there, again, I want him to convert some third downs in today's game. Really haven't seen him the first 2 games get involved much as far as in the stat sheet. I would love to see him get more involved. I'm talking like 6 catches, 67 yards, and a few first downs gained, right? Like that's the type of game. No touchdowns. I don't need to see a huge game for him. But I would love to see that. Somewhere at 5-6 catches, 60, 70 yards, and a few first downs picked up. That's what I would love to see. Trey White, a huge factor tonight. Absolutely. Trey White, having Jordan Poyer in there is a huge plus today, right? Jordan Poyer, we weren't sure if he was going to be active today. He's active now. Mark Kim, first of all, thank you. It says Bills, absolutely spin. Beasley, 9+ catches. Not so sure about that, but I hope so. Beasley's grind for third downs, and that's what I want to see. Few injuries for Cincinnati. Yeah, but I would say they got the biggest one out of the bunch, to be honest with you. Looking at our inactives, obviously Von Miller's the biggest one, and then Hyde. But if you look at the inactives, Sam Hubbard being out is kind of big for them at defensive end. That's kind of a big one for them. So we'll see how they do. I think they're going to be fine on defense, right? This defense is legit for the Bengals. So I don't think they're going to have a problem there. But I think this game's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be very physical. I do think about what their running back Joe Mixon said the other day about how our linebackers are not the Baltimore Ravens. I feel like that's going to kind of get to the Buffalo Bills linebackers, and he's going to learn Matt Milano's name tonight because I think Matt Milano will take that personally. I think Tremaine Edmonds will take that, and they should. They absolutely should. What do you mean we're not the Baltimore Ravens? No, we're better than Baltimore Ravens. Joe, I know that because we're winning our division. We're fighting for the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs. Oh yeah, and we beat them. I know we're better than the Ravens. So you're right. We're not the Baltimore Ravens, but we're going to show you that we're better than that. I'd like to see Beasley involved a little bit more. Well, we had Spin say 9+ catches. I think again, my stat line for him will be 5 to 6 catches, somewhere between 60 and 70 yards, a few first downs. If he picks up a few third and fives, he's worth his money in gold, worth his weight in gold, I should say. So we need to feed Diggs. We have seen Diggs kind of go stale a little bit over the past couple weeks, not get too many catches. But if we can beat this team without Diggs making a huge contribution, I think that's huge. I think that's huge as far as what that shows we can do in the playoffs. Because if we can beat the Bengals and not use Diggs in this game, then they're going to be forced to change their defense up if we play them in the playoffs. And, that might leave Diggs a little bit open. Don't over pursue. And, my first key to victory, my third key to victory, which is my most important, which seems to be an issue for the Buffalo Bills, tackle. No missed tackles. Don't let them fall forward. Tackle. Just tackle and swarm, right? Just make sure that you're making tackles on first impact. Joe Mixon's a big guy. Don't get me wrong. Joe Mixon's a big guy. But we've been able to do a consistent job containing the running backs, right? A few got in here or there, but overall for the season, the Buffalo Bills have done a good job on defense, stopping the running attack. I want that to continue in this game. Make sure you tackle on first contact. Don't let them get a lot of yards after first contact. I hate that. Don't let them fall forward if you can stop it. These yards matter. In a game like this, every yard matters. So consistent tackling is going to be huge. One thing that I've always talked about my buddy with, who's a Niners fan, one reason why recently the Niners have been consistently good is because they're a good tackling football team. And I think that's going to be important in this game. No yards after catch. Yeah, exactly. Just take them down. They're going to catch the ball. Take the right angles. Yes, they have some fast guys. They're going to make plays. If we think, listen, if the Bills win this game 31-0, we're winning the Super Bowl. I don't even have to watch the rest of the season when we win the Super Bowl. Like, stop it, right? But I think that this is going to be a tight game. I think that both teams are going to score some points in this game. I think that the winner of this game might come down to who has the ball last. It might be one of those games. I don't want it to be one of those games, but might be one of those games. Poyer playing on a torn lateral meniscus. Yes, he's not the first player to do it. The torn lateral meniscus is something you can play through, something you can play through throughout the rest of the season. And it's not going to get any worse, hopefully. But yeah, he is doing that tonight and going to be for the rest of the season, probably for the rest of the season. Poyer is him. Poyer's the guy, right? It's funny because, and not funny, but like ironic, like wasn't it early in the season, myself included, I was talking about how Poyer was purposely staying on the sideline just because he didn't have that new contract, right? If you watched, I think it was after the Jets game, if you watched the post game that Paul and Mario did, I said that, and I said in the chat that Poyer was hurt with my contracts running out, and my Drew Rosenhaus told me to, my agent told me to. Like, that's what I was talking about. And now he's playing the torn meniscus. That's stupid play. He can't injure it anymore. Why is it stupid? It's not stupid when you've seen some of the plays that our safeties have made when Poyer's out of the game. We're 10-0 when Poyer plays? 10-0 when Poyer plays. So it's not stupid at all. Not even a little bit. National Championship game, January 9th. Those semifinal games were sweet, right? I don't think the National Championship games are going to any hype, but I think that those two semifinal games were pretty sweet. What's up, Bills Mafia and Joe? How you doing? Incredible. Bills in here. 11-0, Spin says. 11-0 when Poyer plays, and hopefully 12-0 after today. So it's not stupid. It's not. It's the right call. It's the right call. You look at Poyer, you say, can you go? He says yes. You say go. Go. Because you look at the boys on the other side. You look at those wide receivers. They're going. So you better be able to keep up with them. Because listen, our boys, I love some of our kids, but Dane Jackson, not going to be able to keep up with these cats. Jaquan Johnson, not going to be able to keep up with these cats, right? We need Elam. We need Tre'Davious White. We need Jordan Poyer. Hell, we might need Micah Hyde back. To keep up with these boys. And we're not find out tonight. Because remember what happened with Justin Jefferson, right? Like, I understand Justin Jefferson is a different animal. I understand that. But at the same time, we know what happened, right? Like, he burned us bad. So what are we going to do to prevent that in this game, in the weeks moving forward? We need Groot and Oliver to both have big games. We need Oliver to step up. Make it deep, like make an impact in the playoffs. Remember those Giants teams, Strahan, Tuck, like those teams? That's the type of playoff run I want to have with those four on the front line. I really do. I think that this front four can be dominant, and I would love to see that. Would love to get a good jump on this game and keep me somewhat stress-free. Would like to put it away early. Well, I appreciate you enjoying this, Macador. Hope you're having a good time. Sure, the weather's pretty nice, so enjoy that. I don't think you're going to be stress-free in this game. I don't think I'm going to be stress-free in this game. In fact, my stress level is already pretty high up there. So I don't know if we're going to be stress-free at all. I wish you the best, though. I hope you have no stress in this game. All right, so it's 8:30 on the East Coast. So we talked about my 3 keys to victory. I think that the Buffalo Bills will win this game. Takes 8 to 10 catches. Would love that. I think the Buffalo Bills do win this game in a hostile Cincinnati crowd, right? I think that the Buffalo Bills play up to their opponent here, and they are going to start with, they won the coin toss, they deferred. So the Cincinnati Bengals offense will start with the ball. I think the Buffalo Bills do get a running attack going. We saw what they could do last week with the running attack, but it's hard to run on the Cincinnati Bengals team. So to get 60 yards, 70 yards out of Singletary or out of Cook, I think that's a good deal. So give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring than some people believe. Give me the Bills to win this game 27-21. That's why I think the score is going to be 27-21. The Bills win this one. Bengals won and chose to receive. Oh, man. All right, that's fine by me. ESPN knows that the Bills are not named after the animal, right? I hope so. I don't know what they said in the pregame. I don't listen to that because, well, sometimes they're just dumb. And you do have Troy Aikman and Joe Buck calling the game. So hang out with me for a little bit. Watch the game. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and that's where the Bengals will start. Joe Burrow comes onto the field. It's going to be 1st and 10 Cincinnati from their own 25-yard line. The Bengals going to be moving from left to right. Again, if you haven't already done it, hit that thumbs up button. Really appreciate it. Again, if you want to do super chat, all the super chats are going to the Hashtag Sports 2022 charity, the Williams Syndrome Foundation. So make sure if you have the means to do so, do that. If not, just hit that thumbs up button. Best way to help. Bengals move from left to right. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Shotgun formation on this first down. Looking to pass. Bills send a little extra pressure. 1-on-1 on the outside. Tre'Davious White on Chase. And it's incomplete. There is a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on Tre'Davious White early. Tre'Davious White may have pushed off a little bit. Trying to use the sideline as a defender. So it's going to be a pass interference. Sean Smith is the referee for today's game. I did look it up. Sean Smith's crew in this one, in the season so far, the 4th least penalized crew as far as penalties thrown against teams. So like the fact that he's calling the game tonight. Trey White definitely holding on Chase there a little bit. So good call on first down. Trey White needs to lock him up. Now in Buffalo Bills territory. 1st and 10 from the Bills 46. 5 wide receiver set. 3 to the bottom of the screen as we have Burrow in shotgun by himself. The Bills sending a little bit of a blitz. 5-man rush. Quick pass out to their tight end. Caught, but Johnson right there on tackle. Hurst, as I said, Hurst playing in this game, did make the catch. And it's going to be 2nd and about 5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Off to a fast start, the Bengals are. Again, going deep on first down. A pass interference call by Trey White. Gets them into Buffalo Bills territory. 1st and 10, they go to Hayden Hurst. And it's now 2nd and 6. 14:25 to go. Again, moving from left to right on the TV screen. Shotgun formation once again. Mixon to the right of Burrow. Won't be surprised to see a run here on 2nd down and 6. And that's what happens. A run play makes sense. A good hole. Gets close to the first down. Shoestring tackle by Milano. Might be a 3rd and short. Johnson down on the play, and he might have to come out for a little bit. Yeah, he's still not up. He's still not up, and it might be a serious injury here. Might be a serious injury. He goes down low on Mixon as Mixon gets the shoestring tackle. He kind of gets his head dug into the dirt here. Kind of gets his head bent, hit into the dirt. So we'll see. He's still down, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean that's again when we started here. I said the one thing I don't want are injuries, right? That's the one thing I don't want were injuries. So it does look like it's going to be short of the first down when we get back to playing. Right now, we're not worried about that too much. Sean Johnson down on the field. Again, looked serious at the moment. Hopefully, we come back from commercial break and it's not as serious as we initially thought. But we are at commercial break. So while we're at commercial break, we can talk about some of the games from yesterday or earlier this week, some of the big games, and what 4 down territory absolutely spin for them. Yeah. And if you run, I don't think it's going to take that. Joe Mixon's going to run up the middle, and I just don't know if we have the bodies up front to stop him right now. I think that he'll get the yard, and then we'll go from there. But we'll see what happens. How's Penn State doing? Penn State won 35-21 in the Rose Bowl. So it should be on ESPN now too, right? The game should be on ESPN. No, they're still showing Rose Bowl. Someone with a rose in the mouth, whatever. I don't need to see that. I don't care. Eagles are better. Yeah, no, they're proving this in this 2-game losing streak, but it's only because Hurts is out, right? It's only because Hurts is out. That's it. That's the only reason you're losing. That's it. That's it. And your team's not a timing team, so getting off rhythm doesn't affect them at all. We saw that yesterday. Well, 1 first down in the first half. Impressive. No, it was impressive. It was a good first down, though. It was. It was a really good first down. You can take that to the bank. It's very, very rare you lose 20-10 when only getting 1 first down in the first half, and you should be proud of that. Yay, go fly, Eagles fly on the road to a first-round exit. Almost have that division wrapped up. Almost. But it's only been a few weeks since you've had a chance to clinch it. Johnson is walking off under his own power, so that's good to see. It does look like he was walking back to the locker room right away, so hopefully he is better. Who is our backup for Tehran? We'll see. But it's 3rd and 1. Burrow under center. He might just take this himself. 2 wide receivers top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Joe Mixon takes himself and gets the first down. Down the 35-yard line, going to be 1st and 10 there for the Bengals. 1st and 10 there for the Bengals. Speaking of post-game, Scott, don't forget to join after the game. Join Paul and Mario. They'll be live shortly after the game, giving you post-game, happy or sad. They'll break it down for you. First down for the Bengals, 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Joe Burrow over the middle, wide open. Is their tight end, tries to jump over Poyer. Poyer will not allow that to happen, but it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Big play by the Bengals. And the Bengals offense is moving on this first drive of the game. Hamlin was supposed to be on the coverage. Hamlin got beat. Hamlin just got beat. That's all you could say. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bengals inside the red zone. For 7 for 14, 4 wide receiver set. Burrow looking. Over the middle. Pass is caught. That's Boyd on the catch. And just like that, it was a quick drive for the Bengals. On Trey White, Tyler Boyd with the touchdown, 14 yards. And the Bengals now up 6-0. Bengals up 6-0, extra point pending. A quick drive by the Bengals, not a single negative play by the Bengals. The worst play there for the Bengals was the QB sneak that got them the first down. Again, Trey White on the coverage just got beat on the inside. 5 plays in, 5 yards, 2.5 minutes. Does not, let's see how the Bills respond, but man, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a low-scoring game if that's how quickly the Bengals score. 2.5-minute drive leads to 6 points, and the Bengals are up quick, 7-0. Bills get ready to get their first possession and get their offense hopefully rolling for them. We'll see what happens. Okay, that'll wake us up. I hope so. We'll march right down also. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. Listen, this is not the first week that there has been a first drive TD scored on us, and then we do see Frazier and the defense make adjustments. Despite what some people in the chat will say, we see Leslie Frazier and the defense make adjustments, and then we're able to stop in the Bears game. You know, the Bears scored on their opening drive. I think they scored 10 points on the first 2 drives. They ended with 13 points in the whole game. We better not get blown out. Don't even talk like that, Victor. Get out. Get out with that. Get out with that. Troy White did get picked on in that drive. I mean, the first play that went deep, it was Troy White's side. Burrow's about to have a field day. We're about to find out. But, I mean, is Josh Allen going to have a field day on the other side? Is the question. Is Josh Allen going to have a field day on the other side? I think Trey's going to make some plays in this game, too. I think that Trey lost that drive. I understand that. And, you know, he might lose some other battles today. But it's about winning the war. And we'll see who wins the war at the end of the day. I think Trey's going to win some, too. I think Trey's going to lose some. We just saw that twice on that drive. I think Trey's going to win some. Cincinnati up 7-0 here. Again, they scored quickly on the first possession. The Bills getting ready for their first possession. You look at some games from yesterday, the Steelers. Mike Tomlin still, after all this, Mike Tomlin still might not have a single losing season if they can beat the Browns next week. If they beat the Browns next week, yeah, they have a shot to make the playoffs, but forget about that. He'll be 9-8, and he will have never had a losing season in 21 seasons as a head coach. That's remarkable. Whatever you think about Mike Tomlin, I know some Steelers fans don't like Mike Tomlin, but whatever you think about Mike Tomlin, that's remarkable. Remarkable. Again, Aaron, you might be right, but I think he's going playing matchups on himself, and he's going up against some of the best right now in this game, right? Maybe the best wide receiver duo or a top 5 wide receiver duo in the NFL. I'll say that. As Bengals get ready to kick the ball off, McPherson get ready to kick the ball off to Hines. 12:34 to go in the first quarter. Bills get ready for their first possession. Yep, we'll wait and see. Hines will not have a chance to return this one. Goes into the end zone for a touchback, and now Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills will start at the 25-yard line. Yeah, Hamlin jumped up on Hayden Hurst. He's just out of his league, man. He's just out of his league. They're showing that Hayden Hurst play, and now they're picking on Hamlin again for the touchdown, just not in position. Happy New Year, Joe. Happy New Year. I think Cincy should be favored by 3.5. Well, if you took them, you got plenty. If you took Cincy to win this game, good for you. Shotgun formation for the Buffalo Bills. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Diggs with the first catch. He gets to the 35, to the 40, to the 42. He runs over Bengals players. He gets pushed out of bounds, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Buffalo. Get Diggs going early. You just got first reception by Diggs. So let's go. Diggs on a linebacker. That's what's going to happen all day. Gets about 17 yards, a first down. It's going to be 1st 10 Buffalo at the 42. Let's go. You put Diggs on a linebacker, that's going to happen all day. Right? Fake the handoff on first down. Allen throws it. Short hops it to McKenzie. Had to throw off his back foot. Again, this Bills offensive line is a problem. This Bills offensive line is a problem. And it's going to continue to be a problem all season long, the rest of the season. It's going to continue to be a problem the rest of the season. Seven 7-0 Cincinnati, 11:53 to go. Bills have the ball 2nd and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Moving from right to left. Again, Bengals got the ball first. Move right downfield. 7-0 Cincinnati. Time says run the damn ball. They have not run the ball once. They do run the ball here on 2nd down. It's Allen. Allen just barely gets tripped up. Gain of 9 still, and he gets into Cincinnati Bengals territory. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Buffalo Bills. 3rd and 1. Tommy called it. Run the ball. They run Josh Allen for 9 yards and a 3rd and short. 3rd and short. Yeah, Tron Johnson's in the locker room. I'm looking at Matt Perino's Twitter right now to try to get updates on him. Very serious injury, it looked like, on the first drive of the game. Allen under center. Gilliam right behind him. They do run the ball with Singletary. He gets the first down. Singletary gets 2 yards and the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo at Cincinnati's 47-yard line. 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Cincinnati. Again, if you have not already hit that thumbs up button, be sure to do so. Really do appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. Share this video. Let people know we're live. I know this game's on ESPN and ABC and all over the place, but again, it's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. When you rather listen to me, that's first. I made a first down on HP dive. Yeah, I think so. You might be right. Converts 50% of 3rd downs this season. Best in the NFL. That's the Buffalo Bills offense. Shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers. 3 to the bottom of the screen. 1 to the top. Quick pass out to Davis this time. Davis gets about 8 yards. Looks like, did they called a timeout right before the play? Why'd you call a timeout right before the play? Buffalo calls a timeout, so the play does not matter. Josh Allen's looking a little confused. He's not sure why they called a timeout. I'm not sure either. Was the play clock ran out? Yeah, timeout cost us an easy play. It cost us an easy play. That was an easy 8 yards. Easy 8 yards. Wow. So I'm up by 20 in my championship in fantasy football, and all the guy I'm going up against is Gabe Davis in a half-point PPR league, and I'm up by 20. I would love to lose it. I would love to lose. 10:29 to go, 1st and 10 Buffalo. We'll replay it. McKenzie in motion. Fake the handoff. Allen stepping up. Has time to throw. He's going to take off with it. Get maybe 4 or 5 yards. Good tackle there. Good open field tackle by number 24 of the Bengals. But still 5 yards on 1st down. You're going to take that every time. 5 yards on 1st down. Allen's mad. I mean, yeah, I would be too. He got for 8 yards. He saw it. He took it. Again, I don't know what the coaching staff saw there. 10 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Bills have the ball, 2nd and 5. Bills at the Bengals 42-yard line. Bengals get blitz in. Good pickup. And over the middle to Diggs. Diggs gets to the 31-yard line. 1st down, Buffalo. Good blitz pickup there by the running back. I'm not even sure it was Singletary in on that play. Good blitz pickup by Singletary. He saw it. Oh, it didn't even get to Singletary. The one time, I'll do this one time just because he had a great block there. Saffold with a great block on the blitzing safety. The safety might have showed his hand a little bit too early, but Saffold kind of took him out. Shotgun formation on 1st and 10. Diggs out on this play, cooking, and Cook gets the carry. Cook gets to 25. Again, 7 on 1st down. Good job by James Cook. I'll take it. 2nd and 3. Mixing in some runs. What I like about this possession better than what the Bengals did, Bengals didn't mix in many run plays. They didn't mix in many run plays, and at some point you're going to need to run, and the Bills are doing that. Control the clock. Like I said, time possession might be huge come 4th quarter. And the Bills, I think, are doing a good job. 2nd and 3. Allen under center. 2 wide receivers top of the screen. I'm sorry. No. Gabe Davis alone at the top of the screen. Now he moves into motion. Heavy run formation and cooks the ball again. Gets inside the 20 to the 15 to the 14-yard line. 1st down, James Cook. Let's go. Keep cooking. A little bit of indecision on the jet. But he kept his head downfield, right? He kept his eyes looking downfield. I like that. He wanted to go deep on that one. I didn't mind that too much. And he still picked up 5, right? Like, that's all I need out of my quarterback. I don't need him to pick up 20 yards every time he runs the ball. $7:50 going in the 1st quarter. Bills have the ball in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Allen under center. You got trips to the bottom of the screen. Going that way. This time going to Gilliam to the 10. Hold on to that ball, Gilliam. Hold on to it. 8-yard gain on the play. I'll take it from Gilliam. Again, pick up 6, 7, 8 yards. Each time we're running it down their throats. Listen, this is what you need to do. And some of you might say, oh, they're scoring 2.5 minutes. It's taking you 5 minutes to score. No, we're making it take 5 minutes to score. We want it to take 5 minutes to score. The Bengals have not allowed a touchdown in the 1st quarter of 9 straight games. We have the ball 2nd and 3 from the 8. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. You got Davis and Knox at the bottom. McKenzie goes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. They fake the handoff to Singletary, and Allen throws at the feet of Stephon Diggs. That play got blown up by the Bengals defense. It's 3rd and 3. 6:59 to go. Want a touchdown here. Josh Allen has the most interceptions and fumbles in the red zone this season. Awesome. Good to see that. Those type of turnovers in games like this would be, especially in the playoffs, would be too big to come back from. You can get away with some of that against teams like the Jets, who we end up losing that game, but still. Beasley in at the bottom of the screen now. Looking his way. Incomplete. Beasley normally would catch that. Beasley would normally catch that, and it's 4th and 3. The Bills will have to kick a field goal. Good drive by the Bills, but it needs to end in 7. And you have Beasley there. You have Beasley. Beasley needs to catch that. He might have a touchdown if he catches that. He needs to catch that. Both hands on it. Just unfortunate he can't hold on. Good route. Good route. Everything was right. Everything was right. 25-yard field goal instead. Kick is up and the kick's good. So, 6:52 to go in the first quarter. Bills cut into the Bengals lead. It's now 7-3. Bengals on their first drive score a touchdown. Bills on their first drive score a field goal. Now it's up to our defense. I do like the Bengals play calling. Good play calling so far. Again, that drive should have ended in a touchdown. It didn't. And we'll have to suffer the consequences from that as this game moves on. But what can you do? Still 7-3. And again, I don't expect it to be that easy for the offense of Cincinnati every single drive. If it is, then we're in trouble in the postseason. If it is, then we're in trouble in the postseason. That's all I got to say. So normally during these live streams, guys, if you join me for the first time, during the Sunday games, I'll go over the scores from the other Sunday games. No Sunday games today because it's a Monday. So, we could talk about some of the games from yesterday. Biggest surprise from yesterday. Why stop running Cook? Again, you want to run balance. You want to keep balance. You had Beasley there. I thought the play call was fine. I had no issue with play calling there. Yesterday, the Saints did beat the Eagles 20-10. That means the Eagles play next week against the Giants in a game that could decide if they win the division or not. If the Giants beat the Eagles and Dallas wins the division. And I believe Dallas then becomes the number 1 seed in the NFC after how well the Eagles have played this whole season. The Lions just beat up on the Bears 41-10. Buccaneers win that division. Someone had to. A little too much. Still have both hands on it. I think he still should have caught it. But Tampa Bay wins 30-24. Gosh, I would love to see Brady not in the playoffs, but he makes it more likely a first-round win against Dallas. Who knows? Denver losing to Kansas City 27-24. Yeah, catch and run it for a TD. But again, he needs to catch it. I'm sorry, both hands on it. I got so much heat last year, maybe 2 years ago, when Knox would drop a pass, and I was like, it might be a little low, a little high, whatever. People were like, no, we got both hands on it, he needs to catch it. Well, Beasley normally catches that. I guess Allen got rolled up on that last play, hurt his leg a little bit. So we'll see if that comes into play later. But I'm not sure how that's going to go. Hey, Chris, good to see you. All right, so the Bills will kick this one off to the Bengals, trailing 7-3. 2 drives, 2 scores. One by the Bengals was a touchdown. Bills got a field goal. So again, we want to see a better effort from our defense. They scored really fast on the last drive. This kick will be returnable at about the 7-yard line. To the 25. Jump. Oh, fumble. Was that fumble? He might have been down, but the Bills recover it. As of right now, the Bills have the ball. His arm may have been down before he fumbled that ball, but as of right now, the Bills have the ball. Justin, I feel like he was blocked into Allen. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, his arm hits the ground. No fumble. That could have been a huge break for the Bills. But the right call is no fumble. Shotgun formation. They start from the 32-yard line. Running back to the left is Mixon. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. 1 to the top. Again, move from left to right. They do running here on first down with Mixon. He gets about 7 yards. Neal and Poyer on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 3. So that feels weird in the NFC. Still, NFC is weird. The whole NFC is weird. The fact that NFC is a conference right now is a joke. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Quick pass, complete. And he's going to run into Buffalo Bills territory. Number 85 there. That's Higgins on the catch and run to the 48-yard line. Big play by this Bengals offense once again. Just really surprised that Bengals just moving downfield once again. And another injury. And this guy, damn. Another injury, and they're calling for medics already. They're already calling for the medics. Happy New Year from Rome, Martin. Good to see you. Thank you. Absolutely Happy New Year. I didn't even see the number on who was down. Somebody's telling the comment section who was down. Hamlin's injured on the play. Hamlin's injured, and we already saw Tron Johnson go out, so our secondary is already getting banged up. But it's been a problem all season. But to see it in this game, you see Tron Johnson go down early. Now you see Hamlin going out. I mean, who you got left? You're going to put Cam Lewis in there, Saran Neal? Like, who you got left now? It's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough. And both injuries look very serious. Very serious. So it's not like a stinger where they'll come back. Defensive turnovers here. It's really hard to find turnovers when you're going with your 4th string guys. You know what I'm saying? Marlowe is inactive today. Been inactive the past few weeks. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. But 2 major injuries for the Bills secondary early on in this game doesn't equal a recipe for victory. The defensive line hasn't gotten any pressure so far. No pressure so far. D-line needs to step up. You're right. But our best D-lineman going into the season, Von Miller, he's out too. All right, come on, Buffalo. No excuses. Let's go. Next man up. Again, maybe it looked more serious than it actually was. Hopefully that's the case. Jaguars beat the Texans yesterday, so the Jaguars now, again, with a win against Tennessee next week, they win the AFC South, and they will be the number 4 seed. But same thing can be said about the Tennessee Titans. Titans win, they win the AFC South. So we'll see what happens next week. That's a big game. The Falcons beat the Cardinals by a point. Yeah, the stretcher's already out. That's so bad. It's so bad. I feel so bad. McDermott's down on his knees. I don't know if we want to rewatch this. He just fell. Yo. He makes the tackle. He gets up. And then he just goes down. And his head hits the turf. Very scary. Very scary. It's not good. That's not good. This is the time where, like, you talk about how a player plays on the field or whatever, and it's just like, no, who cares? This is a person. And you got to think, like, if the family's obviously watching this game, they just saw that. Imagine how scared they are right now. Exactly like Tua's concussion. It is. You're right. The issue I see here is that, like, with Tua, he wobbled and fell to his knee. Like, if he had a concussion, he fell straight back, and there was nothing from stopping him. He hit his head again, right? Like, he fell back, and there was nothing stopping. There wasn't a player to help him up. The players didn't know. I'm not saying the players did anything wrong, but yeah. So he hits his head again. Scary. just scary. And yeah, the game becomes an afterthought to some degree after a play like that. Yeah, you step up, right? Like, yeah, I understand what everyone's going to want to say about next man up. Yada, yada. I get that. But it's not about that right now. It's not about that right now. It's about a young man's health. It's about a young man's, future, not just in the NFL, but potentially whatever. So prayers and thoughts go to him and his family right now, and just hope that, luckily the NFL and their teams have some of the best medical professionals in the world. And so, he's in good hands. You think about what happened to Alex Smith. You think about everything that happened there. Allen looks shook. Allen definitely looks shook. You see players crying. Just not good. Ambulance is on the field. Going to obviously take Hamlin directly to the nearest hospital to have him examined. And hopefully there's a good report before the game ends. John, if you didn't see what happened, he's not okay right now. He is not okay. So I don't even remember who made the catch anymore, to be honest with you. Bengals player makes the catch, runs it into Buffalo Bills territory. Hamlin steps up, makes the tackle. And it's not, he doesn't leave with his head. He actually kind of like hugs him, and the player lands on top of him. Higgins makes the catch. And player lands on top of him, but he's down, right? And then Hamlin gets up, and Higgins gets up. There's no exchange of words. There's nothing at all. And he just falls back to, like, you can see, like, he's getting ready to get back to huddle, getting ready to get back to the next play, and he just stops and falls. Just falls. Back of his head hits the turf. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Yep. And this is the type of situation where, this could be in the game here. This could be like a rally cry. Like, this is our family. This is our boy. Let's stick up for him. Or this could be the type of thing that derails you completely, and you're just not ready for the onslaught that's about to come. Right? Because we already lost Teron Johnson for the game. So, yeah, that's what this becomes. Are the Bills going to fight back and show some fight, or are the Bills just in shell shock right now? And as a professional, you have to understand that, you have to understand that you're a professional, you got to do your job. As a person, it's easy to see why they could, how they could do that, how they could just fall into the whole, trap. Allen did look shook up. Allen definitely looked shook up. And, is he going to be able to mentally get himself back into this game after that? These things do tend to out players because they know that could happen to them. Is he even breathing? We don't know. Unfortunately, we don't know. We don't know. I'm checking Twitter reactions right now. Matt Perino says it appears like they're giving DeMar Hamlin CPR. That's nuts. That's absolutely. They're giving him CPR on the field. Like, are you kidding me right now? Matt Perino just tweeted out that they're giving him CPR. It looks like they're giving him CPR on the field. This is insane. This isn't even about football anymore, guys. This isn't. We have Bills players on their knees. Bills players crying. They're missing CPR on the field, guys. Wow. Wow. Guys, this isn't about football anymore, man. This isn't even about that. Unreal. This is unreal. And we watch this. This is what we watch. And these players know the risk, right? Like they know the risk, but most players, they think about the risk. They think about ACLs. They think about concussions. They think about they don't think about their life changing on the field. But yeah, the teams know better than anyone. Yeah, the announcers just said CPR. Yeah, no, they're administering CPR on the field. Like, how can you expect this game to go on if dude died on the field? Right? Like, how do you expect this game to go on? I don't even know what to say right now, guys. Yeah. I just don't know what to say right now, guys. And if you're cheering up, that's okay. That's okay. We were excited about this game. And I don't even know, I don't even know how if this game continues. If this game continues, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to get into this game right now. Because it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. And how can you play? How can you play? Think about your teammate, your brother, just got cart. Let's say he gets carted off the field. He gets carted off the field, and you're not sure if he's alive or not. You're not sure if he's breathing or not. You're not sure what condition he's in or not. How can you play? Yeah, I mean, they went back to the crew. They went back to the Monday Night Football. They went back to Susie Colbert and Booger McFarland. That's how serious this is. Sometimes we're so offended if they continue. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you can even see Adam Schefter's face. Adam looks shook. Booger doesn't know what to say. This is insane. Damar Hamlin was placed in the ambulance, according to Matt Perino. You can't gather yourself. This game's over. The Bengals win this game, and I don't care. The Bengals win this game, and I don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care. I will do the best that I'll do the best that I can, guys, to stick with you. But and like the sad thing is, like with social media and everything the way it is, like we're gonna know what's going on with hand. We all hope and pray it's good news. We do, but we all know we'll know by the end of this game the Hamlin's possible condition. Like, I mean, you have Schefter's almost in tears. Like, this is nuts. Yeah. And Booger. They keep coming to soccer commercials in Mexico. We'll wait for this game to make history, yeah. The entire Bills team down on their knees in a prayer as Damar Hamlin leaves the field in an ambulance. Wow. Yeah. How does a team go on? Like how does a team go on? Like, all right, so the ambulance is off the field. I think that the rule in the NFL is if there's more than a half-hour delay, they will give you a few, or well, maybe if it's a 15-minute delay, they give you time to warm up again. But who cares? Like, who cares? They can't show it again. They can't. If they showed it again, it'd be the sickest thing they ever did. So I'm going to explain it real quick for everyone who didn't see or so. Wide receiver again. I don't care about the guy's name right now. I can't even think of it. No, not Hamlin. I'm talking about the Bengals. The Bengals wide receiver makes the catch, running over the middle. Hamlin steps up, makes a good formed tackle. Like, it was a good tackle. Head up, he hugs the guy. The guy falls on top of him, and it's not ugly. It doesn't look dirty. Nothing bad happened. He rolls off. The Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver rolls off him. The Bills player stands up. Hamlin stands up. He stands up, and he just stands up a little wobbly, but he looks like he's going back to the huddle. And he takes one step and falls down. Back of his head, nails the turf again. And it just didn't look good. Higgins, thank you guys. Higgins. Yeah, I can't even think of the name right now. I just don't, because who cares? Like, thank you for telling me. But yeah, yeah. And for those of you who didn't know, they were administering CPR on the field. There's still nobody on the field. The ambulance is left. They're back with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. It looked like a regular play. No, Poogie, you're right. It looked like a regular play. 100% did. And yeah. Hey, I just explained it again. Higgins had a catch over the middle, caught it, ran. Hamlin, open field tackle, hugged him basically, and Higgins fell on top of him, rolled off. Everything seemed fine. Hamlin got up. When he got up, he seemed a little wobbly. Maybe, one of those things where the doctors would call him off. But as he goes to move at all, he falls straight down, hits the back of his head. They did have the coaches meet, obviously. They just showed the coaches meeting at midfield. Not even sure what the decision is, but Burrow's throwing on the sideline. Allen's not. Allen looks so shook right now. What can you do? What can you? And I'm not even saying like, listen, the Bengals players are shook too. Like, this might be a Buffalo Bills brother, but they're all one, family or whatever you want to call them, because a brotherhood, if you want to call it that. And they saw what just happened, and they know what could happen. Allen is doe-eyed. Like, what can you do? The officials are still over there talking to Coach McDermott, trying to figure out what they want to do. We don't know right now if this game's going to go on, and a lot of us will probably agree that maybe shouldn't. Again, guys, they were administering CPR on the field to Damar Hamlin. And now the coaches are meeting at midfield again. They're going to the sideline reporter. Yeah. Wow. Diggs tried to lift up the team. Diggs is a captain for a reason. The league says that they have 5 minutes to get ready to go back to play. Now the team's going back to the locker room. The game has been suspended. All right, so they're going to go back to the locker room, regroup. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to stay with you guys the whole time. Oh, my gosh, guys. I don't even know what to say right now. There's no way they can mentally fan. Well, they're going to go back to the locker room and see if they can mentally gather themselves. Yeah, I don't even know what to say right now. Guys, again, I'm going to stay with you the whole time until we get a decision of what's going on. But I don't know what's going to happen. Fraternity. Yeah, it's a fraternity. It's absolutely a fraternity. What can you do? This game has been temporary. Ryan Talbot on Twitter just said this game has been temporarily suspended. It needs to be done at minimum. You can see on the face of the players, they cannot focus on this game. Honestly, I don't see how this game gets played, says Ryan Talbot. And then, as what you do as a league. Yeah. This team, I've never seen a team as shook as this team is right now after an injury. And that scares me so much. Scares me so much for Damar Hamlin. The refs are coming off the field right now. What do you do? Here we were getting ready for another exciting football. Here we were getting ready for another exciting football, exciting game. Started off great, 7-3. Cincy had their first drive, moved right downfield, scored a touchdown to Boyd. Bills went right downfield, scored a field goal on their first drive. But at this point, what can you do? Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen, guys. I'll stay with you the whole time. We can talk a little bit. I mean, but Tommy, there's no time. We've never seen that. This is all new territory for all of us. For all of us. And this is nuts. This is nuts. Give me a second, guys. We have someone joining us, so it's awesome. Give me a second. But we'll get him on here. I'll take this off if I figure out how to do this. Mario, I still don't know how to work any of this, man.
That's all right. We'll get through it.
Any of this, but
you're all right.
Yeah. How you doing?
I am. You can see I'm in my pregame mode.
Yeah, right. Like wow.
This is absolutely unprecedented, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen anything like this with what's going on. Hamlin. I mean, they showed the replay twice. We all saw it, although some of us didn't want to see it. But like I'm with a lot of football fans. Let's just not say Bills fans. I'm with a lot of football fans. And how do you continue playing at all? Obviously, McDermott and Taylor were talking. I was trying to read lips as best I could what they were talking about, but obviously McDermott had his covered, and then Taylor went back and was talking with his staff. They said they're going to try to reevaluate. I don't know how you go back in the locker room and then come back out and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna play. We're gonna play now."
Right. Yeah. I don't even care at this point. If we have to forfeit this game, like that is what it is. I don't even care.
I don't either. I mean, it's one of those things where no one has a basis for it because it hasn't really happened a lot. So I'm not sure what will happen where they say, hell, we'll play it tomorrow, or how does that?
Right. And someone just came in and said Kevin Everett all over again. This is worse. Like this is CPR on the field. Like Kevin Everett, he was paralyzed and that was terrible. I'm not, just crediting that.
I mean, we've had Mike Utley, we've had Dennis Byrd, we've had a bunch of those guys, but you didn't.
Right.
They get carted off waving, like saying, "All right, I'll be okay," and it wasn't. So I've never seen an instance where a player makes a tackle, which he got tackled. Let's be honest. I mean that. I was like, does he have a concussion?
Right. It looked like football play we've seen before, right? Like we haven't, we've seen it. Like it's not. He didn't make a terrible tackle. He got Higgins is bigger than him, so he hugged him, and Higgins went down on top.
He got taken down, and then he popped up, and it was like he was bouncing. Like, yeah, okay, I got you down. I'm not hurt. And then the horrifying just fall back.
Right.
Like,
and then he hits the back of his head. There's nothing stopping him from hitting his head again.
Yeah, like I'm not sure. I mean, I will obviously, if you're asking me, I'm not continuing this game. Right. You make it a no contest. Or since the Bengals were winning, I don't know how many quarters you have to play for it to actually count as a game.
Sure.
He left the field unrevived.
Where are you seeing
that? Victor coming in.
Oh.
Victor, you got some insider.
Yeah. See, I don't want to speculate anything. I'm not going to speculate anything.
Yeah, I don't want to either. But I mean, an individual who is obviously jacked up on adrenaline,
right,
makes a tackle, stands up after the tackle, and then just is lifeless. And obviously prayers go out to Damar Hamlin and his family.
Absolutely.
But like I said, it transcends the game of football. You don't play when something like this happens.
Right. Yeah, and you would think, and I think someone said earlier in the comment section, I can't remember his first name. You'll be able to. Gay, the safety for the Steelers, like he wasn't able to play in Denver because he had a heart condition.
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark. Yeah, like the NFL knows these things. So if he had some sort of medical condition, they would have known. At least you hope they would have known.
Absolutely.
Beforehand. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Yeah, we're not talking about the game right now. If you're just joining us, I'm not trying to sound meaner. If you're just joining us, the game has been suspended due to an injury on the field. They had to Damar Hamlin went down. They had to administer CPR on the field, which again I've never heard of in the NFL.
No,
There's that story from before any of us were born, probably, of a player, Dick Butkus, I believe it was, hitting a player on the field and him dying at the hospital. Then later, I think that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened in football. And G Rock, again, we don't know if he's just joining us. I'm not going to sit here and like berate people for asking what the score is or anything like that. I have no idea if they're just joining us or anything like that. So if you are just joining us, again, Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills went down after making a tackle on Higgins. He got up and then went back down again, lifeless, as Mario put it correctly just a little bit ago. And they had to administer CPR on the field. And it's not like Mario said, it's not Bills fans, it's football fans. We're all kind of shook.
human beings, really. I
Right. We're all just
misspoke,
kind of
honestly.
shook. Yeah, because I mean, for all we know, we just saw a death on the field. I mean, I hope not. I pray not.
I don't want to go that far, Joe. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really want to try to stay a little, but
well, again, I don't want to speculate anything. We have no idea.
I just saw. I'm trying to comb Twitter, which is usually the worst place, but then again, it is sometimes the best place to try to find information for some things that are going on right now. Nate Geary for WGR, you must know. A lot of you know. He just goes, I don't even care about home field advantage anymore. Take the L, go home.
No, I don't. I don't care about home field. At this moment, I don't care about those playoffs. Like, I just don't care. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, Twitter's the worst place, but you do have guys like Geary, Perino, who are gonna give you the what's going on. Even like Schefter, Rappaport, I'm watching him as well.
Someone posted the play on Twitter, obviously, and I'm watching it, and it is difficult to watch, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell happens.
Right.
I have never, in 35 years of playing football, never seen someone in a tackle, collision, whatever, get up and then just fall. I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How could you think about making a tackle after that? Like, that's a great point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It did look like a good tackle. It looked like a good tackle. Charlie, if you're just joining us, so Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills, Higgins of the Bengals made a catch over the middle, ran it into Buffalo Bills territory. Hamlin goes to make the tackle. It's like a bear hug type tackle. Makes the tackle. Higgins falls on top of him, like Mario said, kind of like he got taken down. But it's not a play we haven't seen before. And then Hamlin gets up. As he gets up, he looks a little groggy, but it doesn't look, again, nothing we haven't seen before. And then he goes to walk, and he falls straight back, hits his head again, and then the ambulance. And you saw it immediately, Mar. Like, you saw it immediately. Yeah. People were saying, call for the ambulance, and CPR is administered on the field, and we have no idea how he's doing right now.
It's all over Twitter. This is big. John Kadazik reminds me of Hank Gathers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember? He had a hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Hank Gathers. Right. He collapsed on the court. He's shooting a free throw, turns around, runs, just collapsed. Maybe a blood clot. Ryan Oliver clots. Yeah, Charlie, we're trying to figure that out now. We're trying to extend our.
Mm-hmm. So the game has been suspended.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? So again, we apologize, guys, but I kind of don't apologize like this.
Yeah, Rick, I understand. It's hard not to speculate, but I mean, we're trying to go onto some things that from what we've seen in the past
Mm-hmm.
of player injuries, things that have happened to this point. I mean, the thing that we could do is just pray and hopefully DeMar's okay. Pray for his family right now. They're probably just as worried as we are. I'm sure
Yeah,
when they went back in the locker room, there were a few calls to his family to try to figure out what's
can't
going
imagine.
on. Yeah. So, Joe, if you wanna say good, to hashtag Nation, we want to tell hashtag Nation, go hug your families,
Yeah, no,
sit at
please do.
home, and we'll bid you guys adieu for tonight. So, I mean, I obviously, if they do continue the game, I don't think Paul or myself want to do any kind of a post game.
Right.
I'm just more concerned about DeMar Hamlin right now than anything else. So, yeah. So hashtag Nation, Bills Mafia. Thank you guys for coming into the broadcast. But we are going to go. And like I said, thoughts and prayers with DeMar Hamlin and his family. And we're going to await the information the way you guys do. If we hear anything before you guys do, we will be sure to let you guys know.
Yeah, I will say, like, if the game does go on, I will be here. But I just don't see the game going on, to be honest with you. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. And that's not that. I mean, I wouldn't end it for that anyway. I wouldn't expect you to call the rest of this either, Joe.
Yeah. What am I going to do? But yeah, it's it's weird. Like, I have the baby monitor on because we have 2 young children, as Mario, and so you might know as well watching. And I hear like my son's crying, giving us difficulty going to sleep because that's what he does apparently at 1 year old. That's what they do. But yeah, so it's like, and then you see this happen on the field, and everything kind of just comes in perspective. Like almost like you want to hear the cries now, right? Like you want to like just go up there and hug them. Courtney, who and the fans hashtag just don't like. She never comes down here German for a game. She's down here right now. Like it's just like we have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah,
but if the game goes on, I'm gonna watch the game. And if I'm gonna watch the game, I'll watch it with hashtag Nation happily, and we'll try to get through it. But again, I don't know how this game's gonna go on. I have no idea.
All right. All right, we'll try to keep you guys posted. I'll bid you adieu till later, Joe.
All right. Sounds good, Mario. And I don't expect there to be if there is a game, I don't expect there to be a post game. I don't expect anything right now. But hashtag Nation, we do appreciate you. And again, please, hug your families. Keep them close.
Absolutely. No question.
What else can I say? So, all right, I think we'll leave it at that for now. We'll cut off for the night. Okay, so they came to get back. I'm gonna see what they're saying right now. Mar, I don't think they're not gonna know anything either, though. Like they're not. What are they gonna know right now?
Yeah, I don't.
They're not gonna know anything.
They're gonna get the information. They're probably gonna walk out of the locker room saying that the game is suspended, which probably more than likely will be.
Yeah, look at they're showing the replay of Josh. Like Josh Allen looks so doe-eyed. Like he just looks like he doesn't know how to react.
I mean, the fact that you had Diggs crying,
right?
Allen covered his face.
White was crying.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I don't understand how the fans aren't leaving. I honestly don't.
Is that what they said? They're going to start playing?
They're still not saying that it's postponed.
I'm looking at it right now. The game is temporarily suspended. Please stand by for further information. That's why no one's leaving.
Right. And I do have to wonder, like the fans that are there, do they know the severity? I mean, I guess they do, right? They all have cell phones.
Yeah, they're getting about the information all the information that we're getting right now.
Right, but like, yeah. Yeah, maybe
Bruce Nolan just put out a tweet as well. Well, not just put out; it was 25 minutes ago. He says, "I have no idea how to process what I'm seeing. How in the hell are other football players supposed to? How are they supposed to play after watching a teammate receive CPR in the field? I mean, how? How do you do that?" I mean, we do invest our time into this game, but I think sometimes we forget that that's what it is. It's a game, and other things are a little bit more important.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know what to say, guys. Again, if I'm watching this game, like if the game goes on, I'm gonna watch it, and I don't mind hanging out. But
all right, yeah. Well, I'm gonna take off though, Joe.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna if I get any other information, I'll try to pop back on.
Yeah. If you need to pop back on, I'll text you too to see what's going on. But
All right, I got you.
thanks for popping on, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, take care. All right, guys. Yeah, so I'll stay on here. We just don't know what's going on, and again, I don't want to speculate. Yeah, like what do we do? We, as Joe Buck just said, we're just in a holding pattern, And this is, it's one of those times where, like, I mean, you guys know me. I make fun of most of the announcers, but they get like they're professionals and they're being very professional right now. Hamlin's family was at the game. Hey, John, good to see you. Love you. Trying to get through this somehow. Yeah, I don't want to speculate anything. It wasn't a hard hit. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a hard hit. It wasn't the head. Nothing too crazy at all. And but I mean, you saw the severity, like the seriousness of it right away. So again, I'll stick with you for a little bit until we know what's going on. Hopefully we get some news. I can leave you guys with some good news before the end of the night. Hamlin's family's with him. Good. I'm glad the Hamlin's family is with him. But well, yeah. Everyone's retreating. Yeah, I see. No, it's not. It's not good. Randall, bless this young man. Yeah, everyone, again, prayers go out to him. But yeah, no, it's not good. But I'm glad that you're here so I can tell you I love you and your family. And, I see you guys on Facebook, and I wouldn't mind being in Arizona. But I'll text you later. Oh, man. It's good to have company, Martin. Yeah, no, it is. It is. Just as Mario said earlier, just as a person at this point. Pain in the Bills. I can't imagine the pain in the Bills locker room. I can't imagine the pain for DeMar Hamlin's family as they are with him. Hopefully they're with him and getting good news. Obviously, they know more than we do at this point. Yeah, I actually saw that on YouTube. I believe it was about the soccer player from a few years back, right? Yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Susie just said she doesn't see a way forward of football being played tonight, and I wouldn't disagree. Yeah, yeah, it's not, and we appreciate you coming on here, Dan, and thank you. Um, yeah, it's not even about what team you're a fan of anymore, right? It's just so sad, so sad. Yeah. I don't even know. Like, even if I'm ESPN right now, I'm putting up reruns of something. Like, because how can you even talk right now? Yeah, yeah. This is no. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I'll stay with you as long as I can. Second year player Damar Hamlin goes down on the field. CPR. CPR then given to him on the field, and after 19 minutes of being on the field, he was, I think it was 19 minutes, he was then escorted by ambulance off the field. Um, I'm just listening right now, guys. I'm just listening. Yeah. I just got a tweet. The ambulance that took Damar Hamlin off the field is associated with the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, a level 1 trauma hospital. It's about 2 miles from the stadium. Obviously, this is what's on everyone's thoughts right now. Social media is blowing up. Um, who cares? It's just Skip Bayless post something that I really just don't care about. I really just don't care about. And he might have the best intentions when he says stupid stuff like that, but it just bugs me when you're a professional, and I'm not even going to give it the respect of saying it here. When you're a professional analyst or a professional sports writer, professional whatever, and you can even talk about the game right now or think about the game right now, not just this game, the game of football itself. It's just, thank you, Gregory. No, and I appreciate it. Don't pray for me. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. But yeah, pray for Damar Hamlin, his family. Just pray for them because they're the ones that need it. I've seen some fans leaving out. I don't even see the game on, which is fine. I don't need to see the game on at all. I don't care about that at all. Matt Perino just texted out, I can't fathom how the NFL expects to ask these players to come out here and play this game with what just happened. I can't disagree with that. So yeah, I feel comfortable saying that this game won't happen. I'm okay sitting here waiting with you guys until there's an official announcement, and this game shouldn't happen. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Yeah, pray for Hamlin and his family. They may very well just end the game. I hope he's okay. It has nothing to do with the team he plays for. Nothing to do with the team he plays for. Yeah, and you know they just come on Joe Buck's episode. There's no precedent for this. So for everyone saying, "Oh, they should cancel the game already," there's no precedent for this at all. What does it mean when they say level 1 trauma center?
That's the highest level.
Oh, that's the highest level. Okay. No, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on right now. And if they replay it, I'll be sick. If they replay it at any point, I'll be sick. Hey DF. This isn't. I wouldn't say I'm keeping it together. I feel this isn't about me at all. But I feel like I'm not even giving you guys anything right now. I'm just watching the screen and trying to figure out what's going on. This is insane, Marissa. This is absolutely insane. I don't even know. Like, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sitting here, and you know that's okay. Like, that's okay. I'm not. Well, like, you know, but if you guys are still here, thank you for being here. I'm glad that we have a community that can be here together. Angel, I'm glad you're here. Marissa, thank you. Rick, I'm glad you're here. Mom, I know you're still here. Gary, Donald, love you guys. This is nuts. I can't take a breath because if I take a breath, that's going to happen. I take a breath, that's going to happen. So I'm not taking breaths. I'm just going to keep talking because if I breathe, then DK, I will break down. And I don't want to do that right now. We are football fans in general, our community. It's fun for most of us. I'll say, and this is the truth about a lot of things. 90% of us, we just have fun. We cheer for different teams. We enjoy rooting against each other and teasing each other. And we make bets and we buy each other beers if we lose or whatever. And we have fun with it. Joe Burrow and other Bengals players have walked into the Bills locker room. Because this isn't about football. This isn't about two separate locker rooms. This isn't about
Hey, Joe.
Hey, let me put you on the screen.
Oh,
I took you off the screen. You put yourself on the screen. I was like, no, I want to see
I did. I brought myself in.
That's fine.
I gave myself my own intro. Been combing the Twitter a little bit. Obviously, he needed a CPR and AED in order to be revived. He's not breathing on his own, which is the biggest concern going on right now with it. McDermott's trying to see if he can get what I'm hearing is that McDermott's trying to see if he can get any kind of information back on if he's in critical or stable condition. I think if he's going to be in stable condition, that is the only way that this game. Okay, he's okay.
Yeah,
he's there. He's in stable condition. You can play.
Sure.
I think that's the only conditions that's going to allow them to play this game tonight.
Sure.
If he's not, and one of the biggest things I was talking with Paul a little bit is you're talking about an industry in the NFL that has no contingency plan for something like this.
Correct. Well, no one does, right? No one does.
I mean, for instance, if they allow this game to be played, and God forbid something horrific happens to Damar Hamlin, what does that say? What does that say about anything?
You and I will know this story more than some of the people watching, but and this I think about this, and I know we don't want to speculate anything terrible like this happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the comments. So
remember what happened to the WWF after Over the Edge 1998?
Yeah, they continued. Well, that was
Owen Hart died.
You're referring to Owen Hart falling, and they brought him to the back in the ambulance, and then they continued the show when that was essentially a crime scene.
Yeah, right. There was blood on the boards from the ring were collapsed, like they couldn't go to that side of the ring at all.
Yeah,
and the repercussions of that lasted forever, and they should have. The Hart family suing WWE, like all that. But that, I mean, obviously a lot of differences there, but also a lot some, again, hopefully no similarities. Actually, hopefully there's no similarities to that situation.
No, hopefully, obviously not. So yeah, hashtag Nation Bills Mafia. We're trying to get as much information. I'm trying to get as much information as I can. But as far as I just wanted to make a comment really quick on the conditions that this game actually would be played tonight. And I think that's what McDermott is wondering. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, we don't have that kind of access. But if I'm thinking that he's trying to get word to see what condition Hamlin is in, and if he's if he's stable, I think that's what they're waiting for. If he's stable, they'll play the game. If he's not, they'll probably give it another 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell everyone to go home, and that'll be it. But as far as that goes, obviously, a lot of people in the chat, thank you. Prayers and thoughts going out to Damar Hamlin. The other thing that we can have a discussion about is the NFL not having protocol for something like this. Even though it's unprecedented, you play a violent sport with the most elite athletes in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be injuries that happen on the field. What are you doing? I think that's what the discussion behind the scenes is right about now. They're trying to say, listen, what do we do? Like, you can't have this guy play, or you can't continue this game and then something happens to Hamlin.
Right. All right. So the Bills are packing up their equipment on the side of the field. That's what they're announcing. So Joe Buck just said they have no official word, but you put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Like the Bills are, which even that, if I'm on the Bill, I wouldn't even be able to do that right now. You know what I mean? They're packing all this stuff up. I wouldn't be able to do that. But again.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey Paul.
I think it's really important to try and remember that, with everything that's happening today, I think it's important to remember that, this is somebody's family, right? That had to get into an ambulance and ride with a very young man to a hospital in a city that he has spent little time in, and on top of all that, there's a football game to get to, and the NFL should have a policy for if something catastrophic like this were to happen. And the fact that we've had to wait this long, wait almost an hour for the NFL to come to some sort of conclusion on what to do, I think highlights the fact that they have absolutely no earthly idea what they're doing right now. And that is terrifying to me, right? That you take player safety that little into consideration, that you don't have a catastrophe policy or plan to put in place. God forbid something like this were to happen. That is just shameful to me. That's completely shameful.
Yeah, I was just giving Joe the updates, Paul, the things that we talked about, and I was like, yeah, it's just violent sport, and you don't have protocol for an injured player of this magnitude.
Yeah.
What's even more shameful, like I'm looking at Twitter right now, just like everyone else is, of course, and I'm seeing, and Matt Perino even called this guy out, and he just sort of like Skip Bayless, a well-known professional, to say what he said about the NFL right now is, to me, is just, and again, when I saw it the first time, I said this on here, and I'll say it again, I'm not even going to dignify it with actually saying what he said in his tweet out loud. Go to Twitter, I don't care. But Matt Perino retweeted it and said, "Get this dude out of here. It's long overdue." And it is. It's to think about football right now, to think about anything other than this player, Damar Hamlin. Even just saying his name right now, I have to pause. Like I have to pause.
Yeah.
Like,
it's there's no way that you could expect a team who saw their teammate dead on the field, right? Like if they're doing CPR, like the medical staff is under the belief that he is in a critical condition. And it is possible that they saw Damar Hamlin on that field lifeless. There's no way that you can play that game. So if the NFL makes Buffalo play this game tomorrow, I'm going to be equally as mad with the NFL now as I will be then, right? My feelings on this will not change. So to me, if we had to look at what the best thing the NFL could do is, you look at this game and you say, maybe this game won't matter, right? You look at the standings and say, maybe this game doesn't matter. You say, we're going to hold on this game. We're not going to do anything. We're going to let Buffalo go home. We're going to let Cincinnati do what they're going to do next week. Buffalo's game with the Patriots, you flex that to Friday, right? You bump that up a few days. That's it. And then you get space to play a game on Tuesday before the playoffs, if this game is even relevant, right? Because Kansas City could lose and then this game is irrelevant, right?
Yeah. Skip Bayless, for those of you that wanted to know, once again, I'll read the exact tweet. He said, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant." Could he be more tone deaf of what's going on? Could he?
Can't be.
I mean, Skip.
And this isn't, this isn't, a few weeks ago, he actually, he got into it with, I don't even know what Sharp's on the show, but Shannon Sharp, right? Shannon Sharp on his show. And they got, some people like Skip Bayless, some people hate Skip Bayless because of his professional takes or whatever bullcrap. This isn't even about that to me, at all. I don't care about your feeling. I haven't said Joe Buck and before the game started, I joked about Joe Buck and Michael Irvin are calling the game. So you want to talk to me, you want to hang out with me. You don't want to talk to Joe Bucket. You don't want to hang out with Joe Bucket. But now it's during this whole time they've been nothing but professional about it. And that's what they do. That's what they're paid for. And you can say what you want about announcers you like, or just it's not about any of that anymore. None of that matters. As I say here, and I can feel it rising up right now. I'm about to break down again, and one of you are gonna have to take over talking again because I just can't handle this right now.
Yep. Muffin Man Bills are collecting their gear. Diggs is So it's just one of those things where this game is just going to be postponed, and unfortunately, we have no idea what that looks like just yet. And, we don't know if that means that this game is going to be played tomorrow. Although, again, I just don't see while athletes prepare for a game, I don't know if you could prepare for what just happened without a near total reset. Right. So it's absolutely brutal to look at the situation that surrounds this game. And again, I really, and I'm just going to say, Amar, and Joe, I really hope that you agree with me, but let's see. I don't think there's there's any way that you don't just postpone this game indefinitely pending the outcome of the final week of the season. And then if you got to, you just move whatever games you got to move because of this. And then you just figure out a way to squeeze this one in if you have to get the game played. And truthfully speaking, the 1 seed doesn't mean anything to me. So if this game ultimately did matter, I can't imagine the NFL allowing the Bills to forfeit, right? Like, I think they'll figure out a way to try and figure out how to make Buffalo play this game in some form or fashion. I just can't see how they don't make Buffalo try and play this game. They will not allow Buffalo to forfeit. They won't let them forfeit this game under any circumstances. The NFL won't be able to deal with the blowback of that.
No, not at all. Not one bit. Yeah. For those of you that are in the chat, I mean, obviously there's some wild speculation going on in the chat right now. We haven't received any kind of official word, but he was not able. The word that we have is that he was not able to breathe on his own, and that is the extent. He was receiving CPR and AED, and usually when you receive both of those, it's not good. So, in the moments prior to that, seeing him collapse on the field, it's sickening to watch. Obviously, his family was there in the stands watching because they came off the field and they went into the ambulance with him. And as Paul had mentioned earlier, I mean, you go there to watch your kid play a game, 24 years old, and you didn't know by the end of the first quarter you're going to be accompanying him to the hospital. So the game is officially suspended. New York made the call.
Yep.
Obviously, if there was some sort of speculations, I don't think it was. I don't think it's a concussion.
No,
I think it was just something that we had talked about previously, where something got jarred loose. I think.
Yeah, it could be absolutely anything, right, Mark?
Really, yeah,
Yeah.
But that's for people with far, better and far greater medical degrees than us. That was not a football injury. No, that's not a football injury. That is one that is something else happened.
So Spin, who's a phenomenal member of Hashtag Nations. Thanks for everybody that's joining us right now. Asks if the game is going to pause, is it going to be restarted? Like here's the thing is, typically the NFL has had this problem with weather, right? And often they don't restart the game, right? They just suspend the game from that point forward. That's kind of been the standard for the NFL there. Major League Baseball is a little bit different, where if you don't get enough of the game in, there have been times in history where you restart the game, right? The NFL really doesn't have a precedent to do that. But again, this is kind of unprecedented in itself. So unfortunately, Spin, that's one of those things where we could give you our best guess. But I don't really think even the NFL knows what they're going to do with this right now. I would imagine that they're just going to pause the game and then pick it up if necessary, right? But that's the only thing I can imagine is going to end up happening,
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not like you said with the baseball. It's not a game that you could just play. Like, we're going to play it tomorrow. That's not how that works. That's not how none of that works. I don't know. Yeah, it's one.
For all of you saying in the comment, the game has been suspended.
Yeah.
If you weren't here before, the game has been suspended.
Yeah, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's interesting too because people of all teams are chiming in, especially on Twitter. Guys who you're sworn enemies with on Twitter, like the Dolphins Twitter or Patriots Twitter, they're all rallying, and I mean it just shows you what's important. It just shows you what's important.
And
I think we can. Yeah, I think we could probably all agree that at this point there's not much more than speculation, right? Which is probably dangerous water to tread into. I definitely don't think we want to get into that that shallow of a pool with such little information, right?
Yeah.
So, in given context, right, what would you be as a fan, right? So, speaking as a fan, what would you be satisfied with as far as the possible outcomes that we could be looking at 2 or 3 days from now, even if it's conditional, right? Conditional on the health of Damar Hamlin. If that changes what you think is acceptable, that's totally okay. But what kind of, 2, 3 days from now, what would you find as a reasonable or acceptable outcome for the NFL to do with this game?
I think you got two options. Like I said, I don't know what the ruling is of how much of the game you have to play in order for it to quote unquote count. But obviously the Bengals were winning this game at the point where when this happened. It's one of those things you can, if the Bills have to forfeit, like a lot of people were putting on Twitter, is like, if I'm Sean McDermott, I'm saying I'm taking my team to the hospital. I don't care what you guys do. Give us the loss. Doesn't matter. But as far as that goes, I think the Buffalo, I think the NFL would probably either have to I think no contest or the Bills lose. I don't see any other type of scenario. You could still do a seeding if you wanted to with that game not being played.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? You're right. You could. It sets a weird precedent, but this is unprecedented. I like the NFL hasn't seen anything like this. I believe there was one incident previously, if memory serves.
I just missed
correct.
it. DF Forever just chimed in. You need to play at least a half a game to claim a tie. A forfeit can happen anytime.
Per the rules. Yeah.
But see, now my question would be like, would the Bengals and or Chiefs accept a forfeit? I mean, I know you don't have to accept it, like it just happens. But if you're the Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, if you're any other team, you're doing whatever it takes for it not to be a forfeit, right? Like you're going to do. But is that the only option?
If you're the Bills, I don't think you care at this point.
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand.
If you're the Bengals, I don't think you or the Chiefs wouldn't care either. I don't think they would care. I don't think anybody cares about the.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about hypotheticals as far as what happens with the game, what happens is, and it's
right.
And I think a lot of them are just sitting there and they're going, okay, this is what it is. This is what's going to happen. Okay, that's fine. So,
I mean, does the general, looking at it again from that perspective, if Damar Hamlin is reported as being in stable condition 48 hours from now, right?
Yeah.
What, how does that change what your approach is? Because again, Buffalo and the Patriots right now is marked in as a game that could have been flexed given the circumstances. When do you play that game, right? Do you move that game or do you just keep it where it is, right? Do you just leave it at like 1 o'clock on a Sunday and just say we're just going to leave it there and then we'll figure out what to do with all this later? Because the one thing the NFL will not do is they will not push back the Super Bowl. That is not going to happen.
No,
right? That's not going to happen.
Adam Schefter just said, did you see this one yet? Did you read this one?
No,
I just read that
NFLPA and everyone in our community is praying for Damar Hamlin. We have been in touch with the Bills and the Bengals players and with the NFL. The only thing that matters at this moment is Damar's health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure why that took an hour for the NFLPA to do that.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I just read from Heather Prusak on Twitter that he's in critical condition.
Yeah. Yep. I think this is going to make future workings with the NFL and the Players Association. This is going to make this tough. This next CBA negotiation, after seeing this, the NFL just having like no plan in place. This game should have been suspended indefinitely the moment that ambulance pulled off the field. The moment that ambulance pulled off the field, this game should have been suspended indefinitely. And the fact that it wasn't is heartbreaking to me. Right?
If you have to resuscitate a player,
absolutely, absolutely, that is completely uncalled for. Right? To even consider that something else would happen besides, hey, everybody, let's go home. Right? Like that is the next CBA negotiations are going to be an absolute nightmare for the NFL, and the Players Association should take them over the railing without question. How dare they not take player safety into account? Like
even now, I'm getting so pissed right now. I'm going to turn it off. Actually, I'm getting so pissed at ESPN right now because they're replaying the players' reaction to what happened. And I guess what can you do? But I don't know.
He's intubated right now. At least that was the message 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Like I said, we're trying to give you guys as much information as we have going on right now. And it will be one of those things. If we had to have a discussion about that for just briefly, like Paul just said, this is something that the NFLPA will reference quite a bit when the talks come up about player safety and what happens with the players. And you don't have a protocol in place if a player leaves the field in an ambulance. You don't have anything in place because it's possible. It is very possible in the game that is played, the NFL game that is played, as safe as you tried to make it. There's a player. I'm not talking about a guy that has a torn ACL or something. A guy is, breaks his leg or something. I'm not talking about that, leaving the field in an ambulance like that, because they put them on stretchers and they wheel them out. They put them on the cart. If you have to bring an ambulance onto the field, what is the protocol for the game? And they don't have one. Or else I haven't seen it, and it's sickening.
Right. Yeah, it's I'm really frustrated with the NFL as an organization, and unfortunately, until we get more info, we probably should look at wrapping this up and kind of letting our minds settle and then figuring out what we're coming back to tomorrow. I do not expect to hear exactly what the plan is for this game tonight. It's already 10 o'clock. I can't imagine that the NFL would make a call on this right now. I think that is 100% foolish for them to do so.
The only update I want right now is about Hamlin, right? I don't care about what the NFL says. I don't care about any of that. The only update I want right now is about Hamlin. The rest of this is so insignificant. It's so insignificant.
Right. Well, I will. Once we hear something, I'll try and get an update out to everybody once the NFL actually makes a physical announcement tomorrow. If they make an announcement tomorrow, I don't.
Well, because we obviously see they don't have no plan, so who knows how long it will take them to create one.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So #Nation Bills Mafia. Go hug your loved ones tonight, and pray for DeMar Hamlin. And we're gonna take off. So enjoy your evening, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Hello, fellow Bills fans.